I will not clock you in any spot. I only clock the Europeans.
500,000.
Ah, very, very good.
Here's my chance.
Payne with the
Come
call.
on, just one time.
You looked at?
No.
Herschel Qatari, 1.6 million in his stack. A weak ace. No thanks.
One looked good.
Stephen Jones had that seat yesterday.
Yeah.
Around two, Michael Burke.
Not quite.
44.
Okay, I don't pay attention.
Can't play in the small blind.
What
Daniel
are we-
Bampton,
what are we getting paid
34.
I don't know.
The pay job's like 220.
Okay, sick.
Got into it with Nick Rigby the other day when he called the clock on Nick
We're all in your
going to a
shop.
break, getting near a break. He wanted one more hand before the break. Rigby taking his time.
And then proceeded to also pull off the biggest bluff, I think, of the main event so far against Toby Lewis.
Toby recovered. Toby in the house still. Queen 9-4, all clubs. Pocket tens stand tall for this gentleman here, Masato.
Yokosawa still ahead. Might be a little bit concerned about that overcard, but probably feeling pretty happy to have a 10 of clubs as backup.
Chip leader checking out the shorter stack.
You look at the difference in their body language. Chip leader's pretty comfortable.
Masato knows every chip he puts in could be one of his last actions of the main event with that stack. Payne casually
Told you no tank.
calls with bottom pair. No club. Oh, 8 of clubs on the turn. Masato gets there with the flush.
Still a situation that Yokosawa can't feel completely comfortable with, just because, you know, if we see Payne flatting pre-flop with ace-4 spades, why wouldn't Payne do that with other ace-x suited in clubs, perhaps? And so clearly Yokosawa checking over to Payne, because at this point, he's not sure if he bets that he would get called by worse.
700,000.
A test from Payne.
Yeah, and I'm never happy when my opponent is not even facing the table, casually just puts in the chips, 700K, like he has no worries in the world.
And Payne clearly turning his bottom pair into a bluff, just hoping that Yokosawa doesn't have a club. You know, we could see this working if Yokosawa had 10s without the 10 of clubs, but also with that straight flush draw if needed. But we can see that he has got a lock on the hand.
Wow, Payne's eyes darkened just a little bit when Masato made that call.
That's a big call from Masato. Obviously, he's looking at his tournament life here on the turn and river, potentially.
And signaled that he's probably willing to call on the end, do you think, Maria?
I'm not sure about that, but Yokosawa certainly can have some traps as well. You know, certainly if Yokosawa had the ace of clubs here, he could also play it this way.
Wow.
Now Yokosawa clearly doesn't love it, but as Yokosawa is taking the time to think this through, I imagine that he feels like if Payne had some bigger ace-x's with the ace of clubs, that he might have 3-bet pre. Yokosawa, again, started this hand with only 13 big blinds. So if we're talking about ace-king, ace-queen, ace-jack, both offsuit and suited combos, you know, those would potentially have already put Yokosawa in pre-flop.
But not necessarily ace-deuce, ace-tray, ace-5.
Of the suited variety.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Masato Yokosawa with a decision for his main event life.
Well, again, he knew he was probably facing this on the river when he called the turn. And it's just not so easy sitting there with the fourth nuts.
Make the call and be wrong. You out for a payday of 188 grand. Make the call and be right, and who knows what the future is. There is the call.
Good call. Pair of fours.
There you go. Masato Yokosawa doubles through the chip leader.
You scare me. Nice call. Thank you.
Well, we like Yokosawa on so many levels, including his countenance at the table. And already, I like Josh Payne and the way he handles himself.
Thank you.
Got some big doings nearby. It has been a busy day over at table A.
Oh, yeah, that's right. because you
Masato,
don't love
both of
me,
you
so
all
we're
in
friends.
with ace king.
All right, that's fair.
Cards are on their back. Bam Pam with
Daniel's a nice
ace
guy. I'm rooting
queen.
for Masato big time.
I'm not rooting at all.
Daniel.
Oh, I'm
Yeah,
Let's
that's
get
what I
lucky.
said. This is too
Knock
big of a
off
spot.
Masato.
Look, you understand that.
He's like, I guess I call.
My
Masato
king
talking
checks.
about
Masato's my homie.
My king
I gotta root
poker
for him.
boom in Japan. Oh no.
Wow, a queen in the window.
Ace
I'm rooting
King's
for a
really
spade
done
for a sweat,
dirty
that's all.
so much this main
Yeah,
The
event.
spade is the worst card.
Didn't
Ace
Luther
spade.
go out
He
with
does.
ace
Oh,
king
my
versus
bad.
ace queen?
Never mind.
I think she did.
So
I did-
now
I
you
thought
see
it
the
was-
outs for Yokosawa.
10,
King or a 10. One card to come.
10, 10.
Payne rooting for Masato.
Will this be the end of the main event run for Masato Yokosawa? King or a 10 to double. River card. Another deuce, and that will be
Yeah,
it for the
GG.
popular YouTuber from Japan. A nice deep run in the main event.
And just about everyone wishes it could be deeper. What a pleasure to have him at the table.